I'd run over to Gary and be like, I got it. He's like, you fucker. But yeah, man, the hardest gig of my life, and it was amazing. And I knew that it just wasn't me to be able to fill the shoes.
Nice.
Bottom line.
So did you get out of music at all right then, or because you waited a little while before Reignition?
No,
right?
No. I'd been writing the album on the bus. This my portion of the songs.
Oh,
but
really?
It was really weird because the last day I asked Gary out of respect, as the boss. I said, "Hey Gary, would you mind if I went and talked to Dave?" And because I was working for Exodus and Nuclear Blast on that tour, and I really was. So I ain't gonna talk about my band to anybody, and I just asked him out of respect, you mind if I get a minute with him? And so I handed him my Reignition tape, right? And we go home, and fucking 2 weeks later, Gigantia tour is announced in public, and it's like Megadeth, or some symphonies, Reignition. And I'm blabbering mouth like, Reignition? There's another band called Reignition? What the fuck?
They didn't get a hold of you yet?
Dude, they didn't get a hold of me. They called me, left a message, and said, William Morris called me. Someone from William Morris said, yeah, I'm looking for Steev Esquivel, Reignition. Dave wants to know how much money you want and what's it going to take to get you on this tour. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? So the whole tour, let me back up, because Dave was going through a sober thing, and he was doing all these prayers. Well, he came up and he busted me smoking weed after Earshot left. He was looking for a band, and he wanted to come up and talk to Exodus. And here I am smoking in the back lounge, and he comes up. He's like, is that marijuana I smell? I'm like, I'm going home. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Dave. I've been staying on my bus, dude. I'm sorry. And he's like, dude, relax, bro. It's all good. He's like, I need an opening band. Fucking Earshot left, and I'm like, Death Angel. He's like, Death Angel? Wow, there's still a band, But crazy, man. He kind of, we'd do prayers every night. It didn't matter where I was. He'd come and have his roadie cowboy, And like I said, I'm a fly on the wall. I'd wake up in the morning and just walk around these arenas like I just might not ever be there again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And really just
observe and check it out.
Fucking
watch the riggers. Watch everything.
Watching riggers
right.
in my thongs, in my slippers.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Cup of coffee, watching them set the shit up.
Yeah,
that's me still today. I still go.
Right?
I'm up early, so
I fucking love it, man. And
I got no problem. I always know all the crew guys and people. The guys in the band.
Right?
Go, who's that? I'm like, oh, he's one of the grips. And I'm like, how do you know? I'm like, well, I've been up since 9 o'clock.
Totally.
I got up an hour after you went to bed. You know what I mean? So I, kind of run with the day crew. But that's cool. I think that's awesome. That's what it's all about.
That's what it was about. So he'd always come and send him to get me for prayer time.
Really?
And he'd always do prayers with me. And it actually changed my life, because I'm not Christian, but my beliefs have changed dramatically. My passion for things have changed dramatically, and I know people that know him and him before then and after and everything, but there was a connection that he and I made.
That's great.
And
if it's good,
I don't
if it's
think
positive,
he knows that it. Yeah, no, dude. So I definitely owe him. It's like, outcome was pretty
actually had a good.
good.
I hung out with him for like about an hour last year at Grass Pop. Backstage,
Nice.
Just me and him and another friend of mine that was two friends of mine actually that were over there just hanging out, and we played a set earlier that day, and then I watched his set from the stage, and for some reason we kind of hooked up, and I went to his little compound, and me and him had a really, really great conversation.
Cool.
We talked about a lot, talked about kids, talked about obviously, the business and the state of affairs. So, always had mad respect for Dave. He's always carried himself in that respect.
Hella cool
There's
dude.
very much
Business
so.
and
Exactly.
it takes no shit. I
That's
mean,
right.
You
And he knows what he wants. You know what I mean? It's just, and I respect it.
He wants blue Adidas, blue jeans, pressed, white shirt, ready to go.
Yeah, right,
I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, amazing. So, did you put a record out with Reignition, right?
Yes, sir. Came home and we signed a small deal. And
Who with?
A label called Corporate Punishment. You probably
That's
know Tom Hazard.
Yeah,
He
it's
runs
the
Combat.
time. It's the time of the little type of labels that were.
Yes,
throwing-
it was.
a million-
It was these fans
Sure,
stepping
a
up
lot of labels
and doing stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Corporate Punishment. I mean, dude had tons of titles and fucking tons of killer bands, and we actually worked with Snake helped produce it, but we got to work with Kent Mackey. You know Kent, Metallica's crew, and he
yeah.
does, phenomenal. I mean, the record just came out just amazing, and I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, it was one of those bands to this day. I mean, I just heard it. My boy Rob Parker made me listen to it the other day, bro, and I had tears in my eyes. I mean, there's some songs in there, bro. You know,
I'm very leery of listening to my stuff from the past unless I need to learn it. But I'm pretty.
Yeah,
the
me
thing
too.
is with me, I could do everything in my catalog. I'm like anal retentive, my memory, and I really any song from the Exodus from my era. If you were to say right now, I could probably do it. And if not, I could listen to it once and then be able to do it. But I don't get in my car or the gym and go, I'm going to listen to Fabulous Disaster today. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some people do. I don't. You know what I mean? So I guess, I don't know. I'd probably start getting emotional going, man, it was 30 years ago and I remember I was 25 and I was having the greatest. Where did all the time go? You know what I mean?
Where was the technology then?
I know, exactly. So, how long did that project?
Wait, do you sing while riding your motorcycle?
No.
I sing like a motherfucker.
Do you really?
Fucking 6 feet under. I've been getting into.
Oh, really?
I
No.
fucking just get.
Do you have music on your bike?
Yeah, but
I don't.
But I don't listen to it. I sing.
Oh, because
like
I don't
this
either. I
guttural
want to
shit.
hear the sounds. I want to hear the motorcycle. I want to hear
Totally.
everything going on around me.
Exactly.
So I'm very much so into it.
No, I'm a little weird like that too. Not that that's weird.
It's not weird.
It's cautious, right? But
Have to be cautious.
And I'm just I'm a
Steve
new.
and I
I'm a
both
new
ride
rider.
custom Harley Davidsons.
Yes, sir. I'm a newer rider, so I'm not trying to fucking lane split. I'm not a hot dogger, bro.
Oh, really?
I'm a dirt biker, so I can
God,
get real
I'm a
stupid.
lane splitter.
Because you're probably well seasoned. You are.
I'm
a dirt
splitter.
biker.
Yeah, dirt
I'll
bike is
put my
what
fucking foot down just because I'm stupid. Next thing you know, I'm gonna swallow it
really
by my
no.
bags.
No. I
Think I'm hitting a berm.
I'm a splitter. If it even gets down to like 30, 40 miles an hour, I'm like, fuck this, man. In between fucking and
I'm 30 and under.
I have a thunder header and my bike's all beefed, so when I'm coming through, it's like wow. They know I'm coming 10 cars ahead. So I'm good about it. I'm smart about it. What other tour did you guys do other than Gigantour?
No, we didn't do Gigantour.
So you didn't
No. We were like,
Well,
look,
let's
we're
get
not
back
even
to
a
that.
fucking band yet. I just gave him our demo tapes, and he fucking loved them. So he threw us on the tour. So I got William Morris fucking like, I don't know who the fuck Reignition is, but Dave's going crazy about you. What's going to take? So I had to
I got to get a band together.
I had to go find a manager and represent us for the tour. And just what happened basically is she got her other band on the tour because we weren't ready.
And who was that? You don't have to say.
I don't remember.
What year was it?
2007, around there, like right after the Megadeth, right after Temple of the Damned.
So it would be 2004, 2005, something like that.
My time zones are really screwed up, bro.
I try to keep it in the pocket because people try to keep the whole thing is so everybody, because a lot of people like to identify with, wow, I was going through college at that time, man, when they were doing that. So I kind of like, that's why I always ask you, when was this? And
I can identify with landmarks.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't have many landmarks to identify.
Pot grades.
So did you, after Reignition, you put the band together, right? Because I remember my son's band, Oscar I, played with you guys at Bourbon Street one time.
Really?
Yeah, my son Cody was in a band before Hatred. They were kind of like a Viking metal band out of Walnut Creek called Oscar I.
They played with Reignition?
On a show at Bourbon Street. It was a Lamori show.
Okay. Wow.
She had like 8 bands on the fucking thing.
Sure.
They were one of them, And so, but I remember it wasn't but very short lived, right? Not too
We
long.
went a few years. Yeah, no, I mean, we had high hopes, man. There was a lot of, I mean, all of our peers and a lot of bands that we respected. Really, everyone thought it was going to blow, and it was just a weird time for music then.
Still, I know. Still,
That little weird time is like labels were they wanted the records for free, the MySpace time. MySpace
yes.
time for me was this stupid because I'm not a good Facebook
I'm
MySpace
not either.
navigator.
No, I'm
I,
not
I
either.
could give a fuck about likes. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like we sold 500 fucking 1,000 copies, but we have 3,000 likes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
I got
Exactly.
fucking 10,000 emails, but
Yeah.
3,000 likes. Fucking what the fuck? So all those landmarks mean shit to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What year did you?
Got all
What year did
aggro
you?
there.
What year did you? I know. Get it out, Steve. Get it out.
Starting to sweat.
So what year? That's because you're jacking up,
I
bro.
know,
It gets
take
a
it
little hot down here in the vault. So when did you kind of look at it and say, well, I don't want to do this anymore after, and-
Yeah, we had really just were heartbroken over the record. I mean, Snake put so much time into it.
Because I mean,
We
you'd
all
already
wrote the
done it with
songs.
Defiance, you'd already done it with Skin Lab, and now you're on number 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It didn't really seem like number 3. I mean, I was like really pumped for it because it was I finally got my Temple of the Dog stuff out. You know what
Right.
I mean? We got to go work with Sylvia Massey, Tool producer. I mean, it was really fun.
Sylvia was the second engineer on Pleasures of the Flesh and Fabulous Disaster. Did
right.
you know
No,
that?
she told us.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was the second engineer.
And
not even-
ironically enough, our new producer, Ulrich Wild, does it ring a bell?
No.
Yeah, he was a young kid working for you guys on the one with the ball.
He was the
Ulrich
guy
Wild.
with Chubba, because Chubba, the guy who
dude,
did,
he was Terry Date's fucking
because
assistant.
Chubba Patak did Impact is Imminent, and Chubba had did Garage Days by Metallica. That's where we met him. He did that album, so we had him do that. But there wasn't. That album was a little haze going on. There was some stuff going. There was some stuff. That's all right. You won't kill it. There was some stuff going on in the studio.
Right. I made one of them records. Got kicked out.
Come of them people were working in there didn't necessarily know who they were. So that's one of those hazy records. Anyway, so you after you kind of called it quits, did you get out for a while? What did you do next?
No, went back Skin Lab.
Right.
Because that was always the plan. I'm gonna do this side project. I have seasonal stuff, and it's it's when Skin Lab's dormant and it's time to write a record, I'll go and do a rock something to get out my delicate side, so those songs don't end up on Skin Lab records. So it was I needed to get that Reignition record, my portion of it, and it grew out to be bigger than anything I ever imagined. I mean, we had Mark Hernandez from Dress the Dead,
Yeah.
Dave, which is, I mean, he's just a fucking star, and he could care less. He fucking can care less, and that's the beauty about him, We've always said never say never. So
Never say never.
never say never. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll fucking hang out and do another record. You know what I
never
mean?
know.
We're all still friends.
That's great.
Yeah. So back to Skin Lab, Scars Between Us, another weird MySpace, weird freaking time. Nobody wanted to touch us. We weren't on Zetro Media, no big machine. There was this Steve rowing his boat, calling Paul and Snake, saying, yeah, I'd freaking yap to everybody in the industry and punished them all. You know what I mean? And we got a small deal by a dude trying to do it, kid with money, and felt like we did Scars Between Us. We kind of catered to a scene that didn't really accept us, right? Because like I said, Revolting Room which is our biggest record, was, I mean, we had, we have all these bands that end up being big, Drowning Pool,
Sure.
Disturbed, all these
Right.
bands coming up telling us how much of an influence we were on them, and we're like, really? Holy shit. Maybe that's the DNA that we have in us that they've got. Maybe we should try writing
Always
some
works that
fucking
way.
radio shit, So we stuck our neck on the line, and literally, it was kind of weird because during the recording of the album, we had just finished it. Roadrunner had stepped in and wanted to buy it off Century Media. and good friends of Mike Kidder over there, and
I
Monty,
know
of
Mike
course.
very well.
And they were interested in picking up the album right when we were recording it, and it was a really cool time. You know, it was like, wow, if we got something here. You know, they thought we had some radio stuff, and Century Media was just like, you know, fuck off, and this is our band, and uh, we put out our record, and then Killswitch Engage, and that whole scene came out, and like I said earlier, the Hot Potato, our radio mediocre heavy record was like not considered fun anymore. Really quick, like right when it was released, it
Right.
sold a shitload, you know, but we weren't fucking
Why do you
cool. I
think
had
that
just
is?
cut off my dreads,
You think out you
short
think out of
hair.
curiosity why it sold
We
well?
got
What do you
lumped.
think,
We just got lumped into the new metal thing. We took that chance. You know, these guys in
Right.
Disturbed and all these cats are telling us how much we
Right.
influence them. We're like, well, maybe we could
Maybe we should
pay our house
get
bill.
down with the sickness. Or
Maybe
something,
we should
right.
get down with the sickness.
right,
You know,
okay, exactly.
Paleface. You know, we're fucking Paleface. We wrote
Right,
that shit.
exactly.
You know? Let's make that shit big. You know, and it fucking blew up right under. Well, it didn't blow up. The fucking shit got taken right out from underneath our feet.
The rug got pulled.
And you know, next thing you know, rightfully so. I mean, you know, rightfully so. My boys in Shadows Fall, they were the ones that take our spot. We took Stuck Mojo's spot, you know,
Shadows Fall took you
and
guys.
they took our spot. I just cut my dreads off. They're like, we'll get some fucking cute little skinnier dude with longer fucking dreads down to the fucking leg, you know, and it was awesome. So really, we've been on the sidelines for the last 11 years. You know what I mean? And it's. You know what that could do to you? It could
Yes, I do.
I'm a caged animal right now.
I can't do it. That's why I did Double Death Patrol, Tenet, Hatred, ACDC.
I actually
was like,
think that's where you were when I was singing for Exodus. I think you were writing the new Hatred record.
Probably.
Just kidding.
I probably was.
You're
No,
like,
they were still
fuckers.
little.
Yeah,
They were
I know.
still
That's what I'm
little.
saying.
They didn't know that.
7-9.
They
You
didn't
guys
even
are working
know.
it out.
I was exploiting my children.
Yeah.
For that.
Eat that lunch. We got to write a song.
Exactly. Well, Nick, when I bought him his drums, I think he was 10, and I used to drag him out to the garage, and I had this little guitar because I can play a little bit of good chords and stuff, and I would do like Rob Zombie songs, like Jenna,
Yeah.
and Nick, that's kind of it.
Give
And
me
I'm
the
like,
beat.
I gotta play a demon seeding, or one of his songs that we used to do is very easy to play, and so that's kind of how that went with him. But you've been dormant for 11 years now.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep.
And in the last year, you've pulled it back together.
In the last 3 years, we've started really touring. We
But in the last year, you've written a record that
in the last 3 years, I've fucking written fucking records, brought back members, parted with members, brought back Snake, thrown the record, all my portion of the songs. I'm not saying the whole record, but just started over. I've never done that in my life, and then when it came time for everything to get down to the nitty gritty, I brought every single song that I threw away. I brought back and said, I'm fucking doing this record the way I want it. This record's going to be done.
Who's on the record now? Who do you have in the band?
Well, Snake's back in the band.
Snake.
Our guitar player Marcos, who's been in the band for 4 years now, he's on the album now. And our new drummer Fabian. Fabian. He's a friend from the Bay Area. He's actually an Italian.
Sure sounds Italian anyway.
Yeah. He sure sounds Italian.
Oh wow.
He's a killer drummer, man, and he's a friend of the family, and he was Paul decided to bail out during pre-production just as we were getting ready to go record the record. We've been bros, and like I said, he's been with us.
Right.
Every carving and eating shit and fucking, doing it.
Right.
Having fun times, bad times.
Right.
And, when it came down to it, we didn't have to be in a band to be brothers.
That's good.
We stood up and we hugged out.
That's great.
And we moved on. So, yeah, Paul decided to leave during pre-production. And, it was a weird time because, not having your brother by your side, it's been there for 20 years.
Right.
Was It was a test, but it brought me and Snake closer together,
Yeah.
and it really built our energy and rekindled the fire. And we ended up going with Fabian because his drive, and he was just on it. We were looking for someone to come in and help track demo the songs. Before I knew it, he had already, like basically agreed, like yes, and he's got a funny little accent. I saw he's from Italy, so he's got a nice little Italian accent.
He lives here in
And
the Bay Area now?
yes, and he's lived here for a while. Snake's produced a lot of his bands. He's in a band called Red Serpy. He's also from another band here called Bizarre Bizarre. So he's a singer songwriter, drummer, does everything. He's just
Wow.
a badass. And he's a Gajora head, so he's this Mister. So it was going to take a lot to replace Paul. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Paul is one of the simple drummers, but he was just what we had to call this. He had the Cincinnati backbeat, which
He's Skin
just,
Lab.
Yeah, he is. And so when we brought in somebody, it was going to be tough, and with Paul's kind of nod, Fabian became the dude. It's kind of weird because
And
Paul,
you were saying that you and Paul Stay it made you guys realize that you're friends first, not your brothers in music first.
exactly. We've been through a lot of stuff together, and
How does that feel
and
now,
Skin Lab's
Steve?
had a lot of Skin Lab's had a lot of members, mostly guitar players, obviously, but it's been
No, it's just that one guitar, that one side just could never. You know what I mean? I bug hatred about that all the time.
Right.
That's that one. I think they nailed
It's
it
that
now.
Spinal
but
Tap.
it's that
Pop.
one side they just
Poof.
couldn't get it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand.
I mean, dude, I know I'm abrasive. I know that. I mean, but I really know what I want. I don't think I don't know, man. Listen, wanting to be in a band, 5 people, different personalities, different
Sure.
attitudes, making it
That's
together,
the key.
making it together
That's the
20
key.
years and plus in your case, it's that's an achievement
I'm
itself.
35 now with Exodus.
Yeah,
In and out. You know what I mean? All catching prizes. 35.
So we hugged it out and
Good.
and fucking shitty part is we'll probably be in a better band soon.
Always
He's
happens
available.
that way.
So if you're looking for somebody, I mean,
Always
he's a fucking
happens that
sick ass
way.
drummer. But we've always said if you want to be big, go open up for Skin Lab or go work for us.
No,
we've
we've always
we've
said-
sent people off fucking making the big
No,
money.
Exodus, we've done the same thing
Yeah.
too. Think about Kirk Hammett.
Yeah,
Think about
sure.
that. There's a Pantera
Sure.
opened up for us.
Yeah,
We did a sitcom with Tobey Maguire who became Spider-Man.
yeah.
So yeah, if
Wow.
you touch Exodus, you will go on to great.
Cool.
John Tempesta played in
Yeah.
Exodus. What band was John?
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
So I guess we do have this. We have this essence that
It's a little
we
touch
make
and
this
go
commercial.
there.
Thanks, Zach. If I never met Exodus, I wouldn't be in the position I am. Thanks, Exodus. So yes, we have that ongoing kind of joke that we go on. So tell us where we are now.
Well, where we are now, wow. We're day before our new song comes out. First song. Well, actually,
Give me
we
a date.
released. It's called "Overcoming." The song is
August
about
9th, right?
August 9th. It comes out. It's cool, man. I mean, it's true to form. I'm really excited. Like I was just saying earlier, I have no idea. My guard's down. I have no expectations.
So at midnight tonight, that thing's getting dropped. That's the way they do it now.
Yeah.
That's the way it gets done. Remember it was Tuesdays?
Streaming. Yeah.
Now it's
right.
Fridays now. They've changed
I
it.
wonder if it's just the
No,
payday.
what it is people are, payday. People
that's
were
it.
broke by Tuesday. It was never a good idea. Why
Right,
the
right.
fuck would you put a record out on Tuesday?
right.
So definitely a payday. So single comes out tomorrow?
Single comes out
August-
tomorrow, and shortly, and we have a video.
So by the
we
time
have
this
a
gets aired,
visualizer
this
video.
will already be out.
Cool. Yes. So hopefully you've already.
And the
checked
record drops.
We are shooting for late September. I don't have a date for you right now.
You're shooting for late September.
Late September, and we're shooting for the last week because the last week we have a show San Francisco that we're going to be promoting here real soon. So, yeah. Hopefully everything's going to work out.
Oh, it hasn't been
It's
necessarily
everything is
finalized.
penciled in, man.
It's
And
penciled,
I'm just like,
but you can't. It's one of those gag order things.
Yeah.
You say anything, then it won't
Then it
happen.
won't happen.
And then you're a dick for opening your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And you ruined everything for us, Steve, by saying, and ooh, you voodooed us, and that's what happens, huh?
Well, that's the thing, man.
That's how this business rolls. Damn
For
it.
once in my life, I don't run Skin Lab anymore. Really, we have, and this is what you asked. We got back together. It's really we now we're running on all cylinders, which means we have a booking agent, we have a manager behind us, we have a manager. One of my best friends.
Talk about it.
Sean Glass from Soil, Broken Hope. I mean, he's been one of my best friends for a long time. Little bastard. It's nice to have people in my corner that love Skin Lab. He's been a Skin Lab fan for a long time, and one of my most honest friends I have.
Exodus, right now we have the most honest management. Robin Mason does. She does. I don't know if you know Robin.
Yeah, I do.
And Robin loves Exodus just like that. And Robin has always, and I can trust her with every last bit of it. You
Awesome.
know what I mean? And I think that's important.
Yeah.
When you have somebody that really digs what you're doing, it makes it worthwhile rather than just worrying about what's your numbers? How much can you bring me? You know what I mean? I think it's much better.
Or just go.
Well, die, because you're going to owe me.
Die.
I get to stay home.
Die.
I get to stay home and I make your money while you're killing yourself. Just go, kill yourself, die.
Yeah.
You know? I understand.
Reno to Seattle to LA.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
Let's go.
And you have to play 2 shows in one night. Get it done.
And we're complaining? Shit.
So, name of the album?
Venomous.
And label?
Well, pretty cool. We have. Well, it's not our own label. What happened is, we've been talking to plenty of labels in the last year or two, and it just didn't work out between one, and we decided to go another way, man. And it just so happens an investor reached out to us and was like, what's it going to take to get a fucking Skin Lab record?
Really?
And we were like, well, it could take this, but it's going to take this to get it out to the world. And he didn't bat an eye. And he's been behind. We got everything. Sony. We
great.
Got everything.
That's all you need.
We got Munzie on radio.
Love Munzie for years.
We've been waiting for. We haven't had these opportunities since Century Media, and I don't know if it's something I've been saying. Yes,
that's a plug for you.
One thing I've been saying is that, he's been doing it a long time.
Love him. Oh God, forever. He did Exodus albums.
Yeah,
back in the day. Yes, he did.
That's how I met him. I mean, he's always there for
the most Italian fucking American guy you could meet. But Munzie Ricci for years. Every time we see him, where's Gary for years?
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
I think I remember that, man.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So we've assembled. So basically, we're fortunate to meet this cat who loves the band. And he's invested his fucking monies on us and a company, and has made a really cool company called Art is War Records. And we were the band to kind of catapult to everything. We set the perimeters, and we started signing bands throughout the world. We just signed Pissing Razors, my homeboys. Lucas, the owner, just signed Cinder, and our first charting. Billboard charting band of the label. It's first release. Good. Yeah.
Hey man, you got to build this somewhere, bro. That's great.
It's really cool. We're very fortunate to be at a place that's basically comes from love, and some street experience.
Right.
It's cool to see.
Well, if you've been in the game, as long as you've been in the game, you know what you want. You know what it takes to get there too, right?
Yeah, we know what we want. Glass, Sean, our manager, he knows what to do. And this cat is willing to do it, and not only just for us. I mean, he's starting a label for himself, so it's really cool to see. And back in the day, our last record, we was in the same situation with a young kid that wanted to start a label, but then the Century Medias, who are now the big thing, the Nuclear Blast, who were the small guys then,
yes,
they weren't letting nobody in. The prosthetics, and they were man, you better pay your dues. Get out of here, little kid with money.
Right.
You know, shoot.
Sure.
You know, don't try coming in back doors either. I don't care if you have a brand name band. It's just rude. You know what I mean? So we were in that position before, but now we're coming to it in a whole new thing.
Uh-huh.
And it's just kind of weird because, like I said, I kind of like to be the shy guy, but you know, after being gone after so many years, it's kind of weird being back. You know what I mean? Because
Feels good though, don't it? And the fans want you back.
It's gonna feel good. I feel something's happening. You know?
Talk about the talk. You guys are going on tour. Talk about some of the shows you got going on.
Yeah.
Tell everybody because everybody watches the Vault all around the world. So anywhere you're going to be,
Cool.
Bay Area doesn't matter.
Dates on our website, but we're it starts off in Reno on the 18th, ends in Sacramento
18th of
August. Excuse me. Yeah, well, it's probably one of the sickest sets we've ever had. I mean, it's a fat ass set. We're playing the whiskey, Skin Lab headliner.
Any local openers everywhere, or are you bringing somebody with you?
No, I mean there's locals in every town.
Great.
You know, and I would just. I mean, look on our website for all
anything
the dates,
in Europe right
Facebook.
now for once the record gets released. You got anything lined up over there?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure we're gonna get there, but nothing lined up now. I mean, we have the records being released out there.
The release gets in September next summer. All the festivals will be open to you. They're over with now. They've been booked already, but not for next year yet.
Right,
you know what I mean? So
we're just very fortunate to be back in the game. We feel like we have a strong record, and we're just gonna let it do its work, man. It's gonna be fun, dude.
I love that.
You know?
It looks like you're ready.
I am ready. Yeah.
Well, hey, brother. Thank you for coming in the vault.
Thank you.
And talking
Thank
with
you
me
for
about
having me.
everything. And I can have you back in again, right? We can bring
Anytime
some
you
old
want.
stories. We could talk about other stuff, you know?
Anything you want.
Cool. You guys, leave me comments. Talk about it, because I've already seen your comments from the Mike Kaufman interview about Defiance. I'm going to give you as much of it as I can. Obviously, subscribe to my channel. Share this stuff. And for me and Mr. Steev Esquivel, we'll see you guys in the vault real soon.